Yeah. You gotta work. You gotta work, grind, shine, it's mine. Gotta show everybody it's my time. Getting here, you gotta work, grind, shine. Never mind who talking down.
Welcome to Let's Talk with Carl Lee and frequent guest hosts Hollis Lewis and Lisa Otey, where sports, culture, and community intersect. Join the crew as they dive into engaging conversations with guests from all walks of the sports life. Let's Talk is proudly presented by attorney Frank Walker. Real talk, real experience, real results. Let the conversation begin on Let's Talk.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carl Lee with Let's Talk, and we are back in the building. And Hollis Lewis is not going to be with us, I don't think, unless he calls us in.
He might be in traveling.
Yeah, he might be traveling.
Signalless place.
And the young lady who is talking is Miss Lisa Otey.
Hello.
Which she might not make it through the show. We'll see how that goes.
Par for the course. The audience is not shocked at all.
All right, we have a return guest, and that I'm always excited to see, and just kind of marvel at the idea that like she would actually call us and say, she's going to be here, and
we
and
feel special.
Yes, I feel especially like. It's like it's running into a star to me, you know.
She is a star.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
She's a boxing legend. Do you want me to go on a little bit more?
Yep.
She, is the face of the generation of women's sports actually coming to fruition, in my opinion. And she is a repeat offender tonight on our podcast, which tells us, that she might like us a little bit. She also has her faithful dog Champ with her.
Yep.
And so our guest tonight is Christy Martin. Welcome, Christy.
It's always great to be with you guys.
Well, thank you for coming. And just so everybody knows,
here we go.
what's Champ, right?
Champ
is the dog.
Champ.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Came to me and would not come to Lisa. That's just for the public to know. Just so that I let everybody know.
Oh man, Christy, you might have to go get a checkup for Champ. Champ might not be feeling well tonight.
Maybe not.
Okay,
he needed that male bonding. That's all.
That's what it was.
So, Christy, I have a question, and it's kind of off the path from your sport, but I'm going to use it as sports in general. Caitlin Clark. Me personally, I think she has done everything possible for women's basketball. Now, however you judge her, however people judge her on being the best player or not, and I know the whole racial piece of it that's in it. I'm not even interested in any part of that at all. But when you see somebody like that, that I would say is like a pioneer in that sport. What do you think? I mean, is there any reflection of like, can you see yourself in that space and doing that for women's boxing?
Wow. Well, thank you. That's an awesome comparison because she to me is she's the person that elevated the WNBA to that next level.
Yes.
And again, the racial thing really just sucks, to be honest.
It does. It does.
She is a great player. Mm-hmm. She's a great marketer, but she is a great player, and she just happens to be white. And I think too much is made of the race thing. Honestly. But why other players that are in the WNBA right now, or maybe have been, can't understand where she's taking this league and support her, I have no clue. Because if she said today, I'm not playing basketball ever again, she's always going to be Caitlin Clark. She's always going to have achieved way more than any other female basketball player at this time.
Right.
And she's made a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
So she probably doesn't need to play basketball ever again. Where would the WNBA be? Would it still be selling out arenas? Would they be getting this huge deal,
Nope.
TV deal?
No. I don't, and I really don't. I really don't really understand, like, if that's a person that I'm going to go against, black, white, green, yellow, orange, whatever. To me, that's a challenge, and nothing else. There's nothing else in that. There's nothing else like, oh well, they're pumping him up because he's not good or this or that. I don't think that you can get the kind of notoriety of those type of athletes without being that athlete. You know, like you can't be Caitlin Clark without being a great basketball player. I don't care what color you are. There's nobody like just saying, oh, let's just elevate her. Let's make her seem like she's great. No, watch her.
They didn't just randomly pick this one white female that they want to be the face of the WNBA. She has done it. I mean, she goes out there night after night, puts up crazy numbers, has her team winning. Again, why everybody's not on her bandwagon, I don't know. But it doesn't mean because you're on her bandwagon, you don't want to kick her butt every time that you play her,
Yeah.
or you don't want to score on her, or you don't want to steal the ball, or you don't want to block her shot. Of course, you should want to do all that. You should want to do that 10 times more because it is her. I mean, it's the whole Larry Bird effect.
Yes.
You remember?
Yes. I do. I do remember it, and it is exactly. I feel like it is exactly like that. And there was really not, like, I don't really. The racial piece of it was simply because he was white and he was so good, you know. Because I don't even think those players particularly care because you got white guys on your team. So how are you going to talk about the one that you can't cover, you know, that can outshoot you? And to me, I just think that it's jealousy of a skill set that somebody has put the time in to be so good. So they're as good as anybody's ever been. And now you're looking at them and because they don't look a certain color to you, or because they're not the right, you don't like them for whatever the reason. I just don't think that you can do that. You have to see the greatness in it.
Absolutely. If we want to take this back to boxing and my era, we can say, wow, Layla Ali came out. She's Muhammad Ali's daughter. She's black. She's getting all this notoriety. She's getting everything because she's Layla Ali. But guess what? Layla Ali went to the gym. She learned how to fight. And she kicked my butt. So, you know, she showed me, even though I was sure that I could beat her, you know, I was old and she was young and she was big. And I have a shit ton of excuses. But she kicked my butt. I mean, she did.
Yeah.
So I had to, whether I liked it or not,
give her
props.
Yeah.
You know? And to me, it was like at that particular fight was the changing of the guard. You know, now, okay, Layla, now women's boxing is yours.
Right.
You take it to that next level.
Yeah.
I think it kind of fell to the wayside, and now we have Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor who are bringing women's boxing to that next level.
Yeah. I'm going to switch gears here, for a second. But so, Christy, I'm going to go back to April 15th, 1996. Is that a significant date for you?
I think so, yes.
Well, you made history as the first female boxer to grace the cover of Sports Illustrated, right?
The only female boxer.
Only. Oh, only. Thank you. Well, now, but not now, because 30 years later, you returned to the magazine spotlight for the winter 2025 issue with Sydney Sweeney, correct?
Correct.
Okay. What was that moment like for you coming full circle with Sports Illustrated?
It was a lot of fun. And the crazy fact, I wore the same trunks.
Oh,
the same
you did
trunks
not.
from 1996 I wore in 2025.
That's a bragging point. You know that, right?
Well, you really want to know the truth. The waistband was dry rot. So it fit whatever size I was. That is the truth. But it was really cool that, you know, I told them, they said, we're going to get this Sports Illustrated again. I said, well, guys, I actually had the same trunks. And they're like, well, bring those trunks. We want you to have those on.
So cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
So that was awesome. So I am actually the only female boxer to ever be on the cover.
Wow. I'm glad you
And now I got it twice.
That. Yes, twice.
That is special. I mean, that is something that, like, no one can take from you no matter what.
Exactly. But you know what? They don't buy magazines anymore.
True.
People, you know, they look online to see magazines. You say, oh, I was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, which is a big deal to us.
Yeah.
these kids today, like, oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's true. But,
Yeah.
but I guess you could probably find it online, right? You could find the cover somewhere.
oh yeah, you can actually buy the magazine. But yeah. But it's not
Nice.
as big as it was back in the 90s.
Well,
it was
no.
a big deal in the 90s.
What is your, outside of boxing, what is your favorite sport? What is your favorite sport? And if not female sport, what is also your favorite female sport?
My favorite thing to play,
Or just to do, or to watch?
to watch, probably basketball.
Okay.
You know, basketball for sure. Yeah.
And do you have any other sport that you play?
I really like to play racquetball.
Okay.
But I'm not good at it. But I like to play because I like to just see how hard I can hit the ball. I'm like, just hit it as hard as you can. And that's really not the smartest way to do it, but that's what I like.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just
That
curious.
doesn't surprise me with her boxing background that she wants to hit it as hard as she can, regardless of whether
But
it's
there's
really
footwork.
good.
There's a footwork
game.
involved in that too, though.
Yeah.
There is. You have to, try to do the angles and, outsmart your opponent.
When I talk about when I think about, tell me a little bit about, or tell us a little bit about, like, what was training and let's say for the biggest fights that you had. What was the training like? What was the routine? How early were you up? How just the whole routine, if you can tell us.
So I would be up by 6 doing my road work, which would be like 3.5 miles, and then I would do wind sprints. Some mornings I wake up at 4. I'm going to go run because I felt like I'm one-upping my opponent. Like, I'm up at 4. She's still asleep. So then I would go to the gym and spar. And then later in the evening, I would go back and do a full circuit of workout, which would be shadow boxing, hand pads, hitting the heavy bag, jumping rope, speed bag, just all the things that are in the gym. And I do about 25 rounds.
I was going to say, how long would that evening workout? Like, how long would that take?
Like about an hour and a half. When these people tell you they're in the gym for 3 and 4 hours, I don't know what they're doing. Because there's no way you can hold that, that intensity for 3 hours. There's just no way. So I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're working at a very slow pace. I thought everything needed to happen fast.
I'm with you on that one.
Take breaks. Okay. All right. Well, let's go back to your career, or actually back to 2022. You wrote a memoir titled Fighting for Survival, and it documented your journey with abuse throughout your lifetime. And you also have a biography titled Christy Martin, How the Coal Miner's Daughter Fought Her Way to Boxing Glory and Changed Women's Sports Forever. And that's penned by Earl S. Penn. Is that right?
So that's, I saw that on,
It's not you?
Amazon or one of those places.
That's
no,
where-
it is not me. The
I
book
thought you were a part of it.
that I was a part of was written by Ron Borges and myself.
Yes.
And that is Fighting for Survival.
Okay.
But I saw like 4 other books.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, where did they even get this information? Because no one talked to me.
Okay.
But yeah,
Can somebody do that?
unfortunately, I guess they can.
Wow.
They have.
Sorry, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
But your memoir, was that what the movie Christy was basically, following, or was it more your personal stories? How did they develop the script for the movie?
So let me say, the book is real.
Okay.
If anyone reads the book by Ron Borges and myself, that is beginning to end. That's the real story.
Okay.
The movie, which is real,
Right.
pretty much, but some of the people are combined.
Okay.
Like they maybe take 2 or 3 people and make it into one person. Some of the situations, some of the experiences were a little out of order just to make it fit into the movie. But it's pretty close.
Okay.
And, yeah.
How does it feel to even talk about the fact that you do now at this point, you have movies out there that are about your life story? What does that feel like?
I am a coal miner's daughter from a little bitty town up in West Virginia. It's crazy. I mean, who in their wildest dreams thinks a movie's going to be made about them? So I thought it was important, though, to do the movie, and I hope that people, it's not a boxing movie. It's a life movie.
Right.
And I hope that people don't miss the significance of the movie, that it's about domestic violence. It's about sexuality. It's about, there's a little drug addiction in there. that it's overcoming.
Right.
Like, to me, I'm the ultimate underdog, and I kind of made it. So that's what I hope people take away from the movie, that if she can do it, I can do it.
I wonder if because I would say my situation not being like your situation, but I think most athletes, have a drive, something motivates them, something that has happened creates this drive for them. And I wonder, like, if people really realize going through it, like, let's say somebody, I don't know, like, say a college athlete who wants to play in the NFL, some of the things he or she may have gone through may be the thing that it gives you the ride there, that motivates you to get there. Do you actually remember, like, why or how you got there? What motivated you to get there? Do you forget it? Because, like, for me, like, the work that I put in, some of it I didn't have a choice, and most of it I would do on my own, but I got used to doing it. I realized that, somebody was pushing me, and even when I didn't like it, when I look back at it, I'm like, man, if I didn't have that, maybe I don't get there, and I just wonder, like, if people understand how that outside motivation moves you to find success.
I think I was angry, but I don't think I ever realized why I was angry.
Oh, okay.
Until after the fact. And really after being shot and stabbed and, left for dead, then that's when I realized, wow, I felt really angry. And it's no wonder I felt angry.
Yeah.
That I started to really think back about, wow, I was really pissed off at everybody. But it's no wonder because,
right.
I had this person, every time something good would happen, he would tell me why it only happened because of something he had done. Or it wasn't anything to do with me. It was some other reason why it was good. Or I was never good enough. So I think, I was just angry. So as soon as I crossed through those ropes, it was a totally different person in there. I was just mad. I just wanted to hurt people. But I loved it. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I loved it. I loved my job. And I wish, I wish I wasn't 58. I wish I was like 38. I would still be doing it. If I was 58 but I had a stroke. If I hadn't had a stroke, I would still probably be in there fighting. If they would license me, I'd still be in there fighting.
Wow. That's
I've had enough.
Well, I mean, I guess you're a little bit older than Christy, so maybe that's your excuse. But so you're speaking of your anger and how that motivates you, with the domestic abuse. So that kind of also takes me to the next question, or actually just a statement that I would like for you to discuss. You have a nonprofit called Christy's Champs, and it's really evolved over the years. Can you tell us about that organization?
So Christy's Champs, we founded Christy's Champs in 2015, but really over just the last year, Kelly Dunbar, who's actually from here in Charleston, has really come on board, and she's the vice president now and really helping. We're going all over the country speaking. We're putting computers in domestic violence shelters. We're starting over bins for people that are getting ready to leave the shelter, so they have something when they go to the apartment. We do gas cards. Anything that we can do to help someone, we're doing to make it just a little bit easier for them to transition out and to be on their own.
Is there anything that you feel like you truly want to do now that you haven't had a chance to? Is it whether it's helping a cause or whatever, but is there something out there now that you're waiting to get the opportunity to do it?
You know what? The truth is, I said if I would win the lottery, that big one that's like $700 million right now, all I would do is wake up every day and say to God, who can I help today? And that's what's important to me. I've done everything for me. So
right.
Why can't I just help somebody else every day? And that's really what I'm trying to do now. And Christy's Champs, that's what we do. We just try to help somebody every day, whether it's putting computers in there, like I said, the starting over bins. Anyway, we're doing in October. We're doing a pet seminar because not every domestic violence shelter will allow people to bring their pets. This is a crazy statistic, but 50% of the people stay in a relationship, a domestic violence relationship, because they cannot leave with their dogs or their cats, their pet.
I believe that.
So,
It's crazy.
Anybody that knows me knows Champ. So Champ is sponsoring a part of this pets. It's a pet fundraiser for one of the shelters, Seminole Safe House down in Florida.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's great. It's great. We work with Away up in Raleigh County, which services Raleigh County, Fayette, Nicholas, Summers. Mm-hmm. That's where we're going to do with the gas cards that we're going to raise awareness for Wednesday to give them the gas cards, because the ladies need to go somewhere, but they don't have gas. Well, they might need to go to a doctor's appointment. They might need to go to a job interview. They might need to go to a court hearing. All you need is three gallons of gas. So we're going to make sure they have gas.
Yeah, I want to. You just touched on that, Christy, and we'll go ahead and jump to that. I had it on my list of questions, but so you're going to be the headline on the 4th annual Women Making a Difference Night at Gomart Park here in Charleston, which is going to be Wednesday. Of course, the podcast airs the day after, but we're live on Facebook, so people can hear you right now. So everybody, listen up. But you're actually you just talked about the gas card. So what is your vision for that particular night in collecting some donations for Away?
So people can come. They can bring a gas card. Shell gas station, and I'm not promoting Shell, but they specifically do a gas card just for gas.
Okay.
You can go to like Little General, Circle K. And get a gift card from that specific store, but they can use that for gas or food or anything else. But to get a specific gas card, you can go to Shell, and we're going to give that donation back to Away.
Okay.
And we will do at least $1,000. So that's $25 gift cards.
Do you know what the acronym Away stands for? Oh, okay. I was wondering. I should have looked that up myself, but I thought, Christy might know, so I'd ask you. But it definitely is to benefit, the women that have left the shelter after domestic abuse situations. Correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And they're all about helping. And they have a safe house. It's close to Raleigh County. Yeah, it's in Raleigh County. I don't want to tell you where it is, but it is in Raleigh County.
No. If it's a safe house, you probably shouldn't.
And so, are you all taking donations for?
So we take the gas card itself, if someone has that, or we can do donations. You can donate to Christy's Champs on through Cash App, through Venmo. Basically, any way you have money, we can take it from you.
We will take your money.
That will go to purchase the gift card, the gas cards for Away.
All right. Well, I'll make a donation to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll try to figure out how to make that work, but I'll definitely do that for you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes.
So tell us about Champ, your traveling buddy here. I would love to put him on live Facebook. So how does he do, Christy, with all these different places and people that you see on a daily and weekly basis? There he comes. How does he travel with you? Does he do okay? I mean, he seems perfectly fine with us here. He seems like he's a pretty
like he doesn't
calm
meet
dog.
any strangers.
No. Yeah.
Champ doesn't meet any strangers. He went to the World Series this year.
What?
Yes, he was at Game 4 in LA, and he went to a NASCAR race in Phoenix.
And he doesn't like with all that noise, like it doesn't do anything. He just chills out like he's doing with you.
He's just chilling. He's been to fights in Madison Square Garden. He's been to fights in Vegas.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm just wondering what he's thinking.
Maybe I could get adopted. I want to go to all those events with Champ. So maybe Christy will adopt me. I don't know. Oh, my goodness. Well, you just brought that up, Christy. I'll go ahead and go there, too. Christy Martin Productions is your boxing promotion, right? Your company. And I was looking at your website today and all your roster. I mean, it ranges from like featherweight fighters to even the heavyweight, all classes. Tell us about going for you.
Oh, well, boxing promotion is a tough business.
Oh, I'm sure.
But we have Victor Hernandez, who is a featherweight that you mentioned.
I think I saw that.
he's going to be fighting for a world title soon, this year, actually. And then Keemon Evans, he's our cruiserweight. He just won a title up in New York. Yeah, we have Devin Parrish. He's a kid from Chicago that just a hungry lion that wants to get it done. Yeah, we have everybody, like a 115-pounder. A little bit of everybody. Sheldon Valaton, who I actually brought to Beckley, West Virginia for a fight, just so I have one of my guys fighting in Beckley. And everybody loved him. He actually came up for the movie when we did the movie in Beckley. And, yeah, my whole town of Mullins, West Virginia fell in love with him.
How did you just get into, like, all, like, you've just spread it out just from the last time I think we talked, like, you've just, like, all these new things out there. How do you manage all of this stuff?
I cry, and I talk to Champ a lot, and I'm like, please, I need a break. Honestly, I need a break. But, you know, you got to keep on keeping on. You know, once you stop, you stop. So we just keep trying. And the boxing, the promotion is like, I know how awesome it was and how I felt to get the stages and to win those titles. I want to be part of somebody else's ride. I want to help them get to that title fight, get the fight, you know, at Madison Square Garden, get the fight in Vegas. That's going to be exciting for me to be part of somebody else's ride.
How are some of the boxers that you come in contact, let's say for the first time, to try to maybe get them to work with you? Like what do they say to you? Like are they like, oh, you know, because I mean they know who you are, you know, and they know your history. Everybody knows your history. So like I'm trying to figure out like how and what they say, what their reaction is when they see you.
Most of the time, the guys that I've signed, they reach out to me. Like they kind of reach out to me like, I would like to be one of your fighters. And so I go and watch them. And what is most important to me is who they are as a person. Right. I have a kid that's really not a good fighter, but he's a great, great human being. So I'm like, this kid needs an opportunity because maybe he'll develop into a better fighter, but he's a good person. So let me see if I can help him. And boxing can open up so many doors. You don't have to be a world champion, but you can use boxing to get you to, maybe you're going to be a great businessman in your town, you know, but boxing can make people become more familiar with you and see you as a person. And then they'll fall in love with you, and the next thing you know, you're selling real estate.
See, that's interesting that you say that, because like I can't, like, I'm thinking if I was working with you to try to become a boxer, like I'm thinking like in my mind, that's it. That, you know, I got, if this doesn't work, you know, I don't want anything else. This is, I got to focus here.
But that's how they think. But I'm a little smarter because I'm older, and I've been through all this before. So I know that you really don't have the talent to become a world champion, even though that's what they hope, and that's their goal. But I'm still thinking we're going to use boxing to let you grow as a human being and open up other doors for you. I mean, and maybe he hits a home run and boom, he becomes a champion. I'll be happy. So, I'll be happy.
So you're kind of their Don King, as Don King was for you, right?
Well,
in a way.
I'm going to say no to that.
Tell us about your relationship with Don. I know you've probably talked about him before on our podcast, but I never get tired of hearing Don King stories. So
Don King. Well, he's let's see. I think he'll be 94 August 20 something.
You still have a relationship?
I still talk to him every like once a month.
Okay.
He does fights every now and then.
Okay.
So I commentate for his fights, help him make matches sometimes. It's a different relationship now because obviously as a fighter, you're just, oh my God, he's Don King. But now I'm older and wiser, and yeah, he's still Don King. And trust me, I still approach him like he's Don King. But I'm not going to fall for the same BS, I think, no, dude, you got to pay me for this.
There you go. Older and wiser.
So he is still pretty much the Don King that most people know.
He's, this is the whole thing with Don King. He was that Don King that was in front of the microphone or in front of the camera. Mm-hmm. And then he was the Don King that was behind closed doors. And that Don King wasn't funny. And he wasn't doing that big laugh and those big smiles. He was all business. So, yeah, it's definitely two Don Kings.
But obviously you kept I mean, you must have a mutual kind of like respect or at least a friendship to keep the relationship going this long to a degree.
Yeah. I mean, if I needed something really bad, I would call him and say, DK, I need some help here. He actually has a champion that is a cruiserweight champion, WBC cruiserweight champion, what's his name? Noel McCallion. And I have a cruiserweight that is also a champion, but not a world champion. So I tried really hard to get him to fight my champion, but my champion was going to win. And he said no. He wasn't about to do that.
Is that because he assumed that he couldn't win?
Well, I think he knew he couldn't win, and then it wasn't going to generate enough money. I mean, DK's still about the dollar, of course. I mean, it's business. So, yeah.
How are you in any role like that to have to create the fight, to promote the fight, the money in the fight? Is that kind of, have you gotten into that space yet, or are you interested in that spot?
Of course, I would like to get bigger promotion opportunities. I just did a show in upstate New York at Turning Stone Casino. Money was a little better, but without a TV deal, and that's what like Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy, those guys, they all have TV deals, so they're not ever using their own money. I had to use my own money to make these fights happen. So, yeah, I'm not to that level, and I don't. What the very truth is, my heart so much doesn't want to go there. My big interest is Christy's Champs, and that's what I really want to do. Is I want to help everybody, but I really want to help these people that are in domestic violence situations. I want to help them get out. I want to help them once they've gotten out. I want to help them get into that next space in life. That's what I think is important. And I did make a deal with God for my hospital bed that if He'll let me live, I'll help as many people as I can, and that need to fulfill that.
I understand. I understand.
So you do also listen to this, Carl. So you were just singing her praises. She also does motivational speaking, right? So she has a website, I think, ChristyMartin.net. Is that correct?
It's Christy Martin. No, it's ChristysChamps.org.
Oh, okay. So that's not a separate website.
ChristysChamps.org is really where you can get me for speaking.
Okay.
There's ChristyMartin.net. It's just not as up to date.
Oh, okay.
We got the ChristysChamps.org.
So that's the one they need to reach out to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But we like to go, and like I said, I'm speaking hospitals, jails, of course, galas that are like domestic violence sponsored. But yeah, any place that somebody let me talk about domestic violence, because I always say that if you talk about something enough that people get tired of hearing about it, they'll make a change. So I'm going to keep talking about it until people start making a change.
Do you think that caused your boxing, I won't say skill set, but the aggressiveness in your boxing? Do you think that was caused by your personal situation?
Looking back, yes, I think it played a factor into it. I think there was more than that. I think a little bit of it is just who I am. I'm an athlete that wants to be the best, like highly motivated to be the best athlete, as you know. Yeah. So, but I think because Jim Martin, was always pressing the buttons, it just added to that already. I got to be the best. But as hard as I worked to be the best, and he would always bring me down. So it was like that constant struggle of trying to achieve and then get let down.
I was talking to a buddy of mine, and we were talking about coaching from, quote, back in the day when you would say you wanted to be this or that. Coaches would really come at you if you were talking, I was talking about going pro since I was like 7 years old, and I'm saying it out loud to whoever is going to listen. And my thing was, I felt like saying it out loud for me made it even better for me because now if I tell you I'm going to do it, you're going to doubt me. That only is going to motivate me more to get out.
I'm going to show you.
Yeah, I'm going to show you.
Sit back and watch. Yeah.
So I know we just got a few minutes. So when you going into the ring and somebody has already done a whole lot of talking, is that what you would take in the ring? And how deep does that get? Would that get to you?
So I was the talker. Like
Okay.
I was like the
You were the
crap
trash
talker.
talker.
Absolutely, I loved it. That
Oh,
was
my
like
goodness.
I loved that part. But what
She
it
does
what,
not look like that at all.
No, yes,
She's a troublemaker.
Yes. But I would try to get you so mad at me, like you want to kill me, right? Because you're going to make a mistake. When you lose your focus, you lose your control.
Yep.
You become angry. No, you can't fight angry. Not really.
Right. I understand that.
You have to be in control. But I'm going to make you so mad. You're going to make mistakes. And so that's what I love to do. Oh, my goodness, I loved it.
Well, we appreciate you coming back, and you got an open door policy with us.
Thank
all right?
you. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back.
Let's face it, bad things happen to good people. Seriously injured in a car accident, trucking accident, or even wrongfully arrested. Life happens, and when it happens to you, you will need sound legal advice and aggressive representation. That's when you call attorney Frank Walker at 304-413-0179. That's 304-413-0179. Lock it in your phone, text it to a friend. 304-413-0179. Or visit online at attorneyfrankwalker.com.
Let's Talk with Carl Lee is presented by attorney Frank Walker. Comment on episodes, ask their crew questions, or suggest topics on our Facebook page. Search for Let's Talk with Carl Lee and remember to like the page to become part of the conversation. Subscribe by searching Let's Talk with Carl Lee on your favorite podcast service and tune in Thursday evenings at 7 or Sunday nights at 8 for Let's Talk with Carl Lee. This is Let's Talk with Carl Lee. Now back to the conversation.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we took a quick break and let Christy get out of here. She had some other things to have to do. I think when she just before we go anywhere else, I just want to say, like, I feel like she is just so comfortable here, and she enjoys it, and like she just gives us some information, like. It's so easy.
She's just so she's a pure joy to sit down and just have a conversation with.
And she's smiling the whole time.
She smiles the whole time. She tells you can tell she's very authentic. Mm-hmm. The stories that she tells you come from her heart. Her work comes from her heart. I just think she's a truly special human that we're all blessed to have walking the earth with us at the same time.
Do you see her in the ring?
No,
like I
cannot.
I keep trying to see. I saw the movie and all that, and she's been here two times now.
This is her second time, but we've been in contact with her quite a bit.
Yes. So when I look at her, like I'm like thinking, like where's that anger at? Like where does she dig that anger up from? Because she just is as happy. Well, and then with the dog, with Champ, like she's walking with Champ.
And Champ just lays back and lets mom do, whatever mom needs to do. So he's a pretty chill dog. But, I was thinking back to Carl, I think it was in January when they did the proclamation for Christy Martin at the Capitol. And, how special that was that we were able to go and be a part of that ceremony and see her being honored.
Right.
And a very deserving honor, in my opinion.
Yes.
I'm just kind of glad, we've become friends, and it's just really cool because, I feel like she can reach out to us and say, hey, I'm going to be in town and I'd love to be on your podcast again. And I feel like, too, if we needed her to do something special for us,
right.
she would do the same.
I would definitely think so.
Just that type of person. But, I thought it was interesting, too, and I'll let you comment on it. But when she said she was the trash talker, like you've talked about, like Sterling Sharp being the trash talker in your league, and to see her and say that, I just can't imagine. Like you said, but still, it's strategic, right? It's strategic.
Yeah, and if you look at the two, this is going to sound crazy, but if you look at the two personalities, they're somewhat alike. They are somewhat,
now that you said that,
they're somewhat alike when they're sitting in here. It's all fun and games. It's smiling. They're just happy to be. They call you to let you know they're here, so they'll come on. You don't have to invite them; they can invite themselves. And she comes across just like, and with the same type of confidence.
Oh yeah,
the same type of confidence that doesn't come across negative.
No. I don't feel like she's got that type of attitude. I think she's the type of person that just rolls with the punches. Oh, yeah, literally. That was kind of neat that I said that. But I feel like she looks at obstacles in her life and just says, hey, either we're going to overcome these or we're going to, find a way around them. And she's
go through it.
Or go through it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And she's very goal oriented, and she's very passionate about her work for domestic abuse victims.
Yeah. It's amazing too to think of, that life for her when you see her now. Because again, like I said, she's sitting in the chair and she's looking, she's smiling, she's laughing, like life is great. And she's, I'm sure there are memories of some sort, but it looks to me from the outside, clearly from the outside, that life is just great for her. She has found herself in a space that is so comfortable and so beneficial for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think her perspective probably, as of anybody that goes through a traumatic event, and this one is to the extreme of trauma.
Yes,
it makes you have a deeper appreciation for your life. And kind of streamlines, hey, this is what I want to do with my life. This is the kind of the path I want to follow, because they were so close to a near death experience. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And again, you think of all that, but yet when she walks through the door, she sits in the chair, it leaves.
Yeah.
It's like she becomes just this happy-go-lucky person who.
But don't let that fool you.
Yeah, you cannot let that fool you.
I would not want to cross her at all.
No.
I mean, like she said, she would, if she could, she would. She would still be in that ring fighting someone.
And you can actually see that side of her sometimes when she's talking about it. But then there's that. For me, I get the constant like laughing and fun side of her, and I just can't. I just, like I said, I see it, I can hear it in her voice. I just like, how does she get there? Like what? Like, how does she get there?
Considering what she went through.
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel like
that's what she may use that.
Yeah. And she said she made a deal with God, when she was laying in that hospital and, knew that, she had almost lost her life to this man. And, she made the best of her life after that. She wanted to make sure that other women have the opportunity to get out of those situations if possible.
She's to me just an amazing human being.
And talented.
Yes,
I mean, not only is she athletically talented, all these other, avenues she's going down with Christy Martin Productions, with her boxing, career, and then motivational speaking, and just so many things going on in her life. She makes me tired. To think.
I guess it's her way of giving back and doing what she thinks is right and what is helpful for the people that she's around, and a country, a state, whatever level she's going to take it to. I just think that she just feels that this is something that she needs to do. for her because she's been through it. She's had all of her success, and now she wants to make sure there are other people who are struggling now, women that are struggling now in situations that are uncomfortable, unbearable. She wants to step in and win those battles.
Absolutely. And she's also deeply, deeply devoted to her family, her town, her state. I feel like she's just a true West Virginian that we should all, be honored and to know and proud of.
Yeah, I just think that she just needs more. I think the state of West Virginia needs to do more.
I agree with that statement.
I just think that
along with a lot of our professional athletes that have, left here and made a name for themselves and made our state proud, really.
And if that were to happen, I think that would bring those athletes back to be here. And so people know their names, right? Know what they look like,
right?
Get a chance to shake their hand, have a conversation with them. When West Virginia athletes don't come back and have success, it doesn't help the kids that are coming through the same sport, the same
right
academic class or whatever. You need somebody to be able to say, hey, you can do this.
Right.
You just have to keep on this path.
Yeah.
That's all. But we just won't, for whatever reason, we don't promote those people.
And let's think about this realistically. How many women in athletics from West Virginia in any sport have made it to the professional level like Christy did? I mean, there's not a whole lot of them anyway. So
right.
What a role model. I mean, we do have a lot of men, males that are out there. Not a lot, but enough.
Yeah.
We need a woman, a woman athlete
to
like
stand
Christy,
out. Yes,
to come back and stand out to these girls and young women and show them that, there's a way to make it out there in the world of athletics for women.
It's shameful that a 15-year-old young athlete, female athlete, does not know her, does not know anything about her.
Right. I agree.
That's shameful. It just does not make any sense.
Well, maybe some of these young men and women that are out there trying to make it in the world of sports will listen to our podcast, and then they'll know who Christy Martin
Hopefully
is. Right?
Hopefully so. But I guess we can get out of here now. Lisa, I appreciate you coming. Hopefully Hollis will be back again next week. He didn't get a chance to call in.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be out of here, and we will be back next week.
Let's Talk with Carl Lee is presented by attorney Frank Walker. Comment on episodes, ask the crew questions, or suggest topics on our Facebook page. Search for Let's Talk with Carl Lee, and remember to like the page to become part of the conversation. Subscribe by searching Let's Talk with Carl Lee on your favorite podcast service, and tune in Thursday evenings at 7 or Sunday nights at 8 for Let's Talk with Carl Lee.
If you fall, dust it off and get back up on your feet. Anything could be a win, yup, even defeat. They say sugar bad for you, why is victory sweet? Couldn't play with big kids, I had to sit in the street and watch from a distance, but over time I grew. If I put in the work, in no time I'm due. Everything that I worked and prayed, I'm okay. If you ask me, how did I do it, I'm gon' say, you gotta work, grind, shine, it's mine. Gotta show everybody it's my time. Getting here, you gotta work, grind, shine. Never mind who talking down, cause they lying. Don't talk, you gotta work. 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 You gotta work.